Arbok, Arbok, come on. Let's go say hi. Come say hi. Come on. Do not throw tantrum, because shit will get real. Come on. Meet Arbok. This is my corn snake, and I decided to do a video with him because I post a lot on my Instagram and on my Instagram stories about him. So I decided to do a video about him to kind of just introduce him. He is a corn snake, meaning he's a type of snake that will not stand still or sit still. He'll constantly want to keep moving. So I'm gonna kind of just like let him do his thing, because like doing a video with a snake is not gonna be the easiest, especially if they keep moving. I'm just gonna have him chill here while I do this video. I've had Arbok for a few years now. I got him back in 2013 when he was just a baby, so I had him for about 7 years now. He is, I don't want him to fall. I just want to get a good glimpse of you. Why are you not? Okay. Yeah, I just want to do a video just to kind of talk about him and how I got him. How I got him was, I'm a huge reptile lover, and I went to a reptile expo actually where I found him, and he was just the tiniest thing ever. I don't want him to fall. He was just like the tiniest thing ever. Let me see if I can get him to wrap so he can stop moving. Yeah, let me just do a video with my corn snake, because that's gonna be the easiest thing. Okay, so when I got him, he was just the tiniest little noodle. I'm gonna show you guys a picture. And when I got him, I named him Ekans. And if you're a Pokemon lover, you get the reference of Ekans. But yeah, when I first got him, he was so small that I named him Ekans. And I've never owned a snake before, but I heard corn snakes are like the best thing to start with because of their temperament. So yeah, I kind of was a little nervous getting him because I've never owned a snake before, but I love snakes and I've watched videos about them, and I just care about these snakes, and I feel like they're so misunderstood. People see a snake and their instant reaction is to kill it, and which kind of like offends me, because when I talk to people about my snake, their reaction is, oh, I'm gonna kill it if I see it or whatever, and that kind of hurts as a snake owner. Like if someone was to say that about your dog, like, oh, I'm gonna hurt your dog, like that's not a fun thing to hear. So I kind of want to show a snake and see, like, I guess want to break the stigma of snakes. Like they will not attack you unless they're in danger or whatever like that. Snakes do not want to eat you. He obviously cannot eat me because obviously his temperament's pretty calm, so that's why I got like a corn snake, because they're like good first pets. But I just want to break the stigma of how people are afraid of snakes. With the stigma of snakes, it does hurt to hear that people want to hurt my snake, or they think my snake is gross or whatever like that. So I just want to show you, like, he's just a regular pet. Like, he's just another pet. I do respect his space. I don't like bother him too often. Mainly when I do bother him, I take him out to like clean his tank. Like right now, once I'm done with this video, he's gonna go inside of a pillowcase, which he usually does, and I'll clean out his tank. So I'm just gonna give y'all guys a little thing about Ekans. That's when I got him, and a funny story of how I changed his name to Arbok. Back, I want to say 2 years after I got him, I had him in a tank, and I had his light fixture on top, which held his lid down for his tank. I didn't have a lid that had a lock on it, so I just had like a heat lamp to hold it into place. Right now I have a more secure tank, but oh no, don't fall, don't fall. I think he's got it. Okay, I don't want him to fall. But my apartment complex that I was living at the time started flooding. I guess like a pipe burst or something like that, but water was coming out of holes in the wall. It came out of the outlets, so I grabbed the heat lamp and I took it off of his cage because I didn't want the heat lamp to electrocute him or whatever, but I didn't realize he would get out. So it happened so fast where we're running around trying to get our clothes. My closet fell apart because of the water that was coming out through the holes, just made my closet fall apart. I lived on the 3rd floor. Water was just flowing down. The bottom floor had like this much of water, and this happened late at night. But when I went back to my room, I realized he was gone in the chaos, and I was like, how did people not see him get out? Like, and he was a lot smaller then, but I cried. I was freaking out looking for him while my apartment was flooding, and I couldn't stay the night there, so I had to go stay the night at a friend's house because it was just wet. Maintenance came in, and we couldn't stay in my apartment for a few days because they had to bring in big vacuums and test it for mold and all. I don't know, they just had to make sure it was safe for us to go back in. He's falling off the bed, hold on. So I was freaking out. Like, I cried for days because we couldn't find him. And it didn't turn into days, it turned into over a month where I could not find him. I was a wreck. I was like, I am the worst owner ever. I lost him. Like, how can I lose my snake? And after I think 2-3 months later, I was out of town, and my roommates at the time contacted me, and they said that I think it was one of our neighbors or someone found him by my apartments. Like, he didn't even go far. He was like the bottom of the stairs where they found him, and they're like freaking out because there's a corn snake. Corn snakes do not live in Texas that I'm aware of. So they called me and they're like, hey, we found your corn snake, and I'm out of town. I was like, oh my god, get him for me. And they were like, nope. And I was like, he's not gonna bite you, just get my snake. And they got the neighbors and they put him in a big box, and like, okay, we have him in a box, he'll be in that box till you get home. Okay, so I was able to finally get home from being out of town, and they had him in like a big like TV box. And I went in the box to see, oh my god, he's still in there. But when I peeked in, because I guess I look like a predator, you look like a predator and a snake when you look down on them, because they're like a hawk or an eagle, whatever, could come and snatch them. So you don't want to go above them and grab them. You want to be delicate with them. That's kind of how I respect his space. But because it was in that big box, I opened it and I looked down. He started rattling his tail at me, and I was like, oh my god, he's wild now. So that's why I changed his name to Arbok from Ekans. I was like, he's a big boy now. He rattled his tail at me, he's wild. And then I got him out, and after a while he just kind of chilled out, realized I don't know if he remembered me, but he's like, oh, she's not a threat, I'm gonna not rattle my tail at her. So okay, so I was able to get him back. I got him a new enclosure. It was not the one he has now, it was something smaller, because snakes like to feel secure. They want small spaces, and I think it's one of those debates, like, a snake should be wild and free. If he was in the wild, he would probably be dead right now, because snakes don't live that long, probably maybe 5 years out in the wild, and he's 7 years old. But he just likes to hide. Let me make sure he doesn't fall off the bed, hold on. But it's one of those debates, and I just feel like a snake wants to feel secure. They like to be in small places. Like, when I have him in his enclosure, he just stays in his little house, which I'll show you. It has a little door and has a little window that we made. He just stays in there. Like, he only comes out to drink water and to shed and to eat. Feeding him, when I first got him, I fed him live mice, little fuzzies, little pinkies where they didn't have any hair. And after I fed him that for a while, I did not like to, I know it's a part of life when you have a snake, is that they have to eat mice. And I do have a soft spot for animals, but I knew he needed to eat. So I would feed him live, and it got to the point where it was just kind of heartbreaking to me, and I had to switch him to frozen, in which they do recommend you to switch to frozen at some point, because when the mice get big, they're gonna fight back, and he's gonna get cuts and scrapes. Like, who wouldn't fight back? So I started to switch him to frozen, which was kind of easy for him. I would just thaw it out, put it in there, and he's like, oh, okay, this is my food now. And sorry if that sounds like I'm rambling. I feel like I'm always rambling. Okay, let me finish one point and then I'll go back to the other. So the thing about corn snakes, they're called corn snakes because of their checkered belly. Let me see if I can show y'all his belly real quick. Here's his belly. You can see they call it corn snakes because it looks like kettled corn. I don't get it, but I just know he has a checkered belly. So yeah, I just wanted to do a video of my corn snake, since I do post about him a lot. I love that. I love my corn snake. I love Arbok. Like, I've had him for 7 years now, and like, he's been a part of my life. Like, in Austin, I moved to Austin in 2010, and I got him 3 years later, and I've had him for 7 years. So he's been through a lot with me in my life. Like, I've lived in 3 or 4 different apartments with him, from having roommates to having no roommates. Like, currently I live by myself, and another snake I have, which I'll do another video, he's a different kind. He's not like Arbok. But yeah, I love my snake, and I want to show you guys something cute. Like, when I first got, I don't know how well it's just in the show on camera, but this is just like how much I love him, and I treat him like my baby. Because you know how when your baby loses its first tooth, you keep the tooth. Well, for snakes, they don't lose teeth, they shed their skin. So let me show you this. Let me see if you guys can see it. Let me show you guys his enclosure right now. I have it kind of like messy because I'm about to change out the substrate in it. So let me just show you real quick. So there's his little house. That right there's his window. And that's the entrance to his little house. He always goes in through the window. I don't understand why. There's this rock there that he just rests his head on. I put rocks on there and some sticks so he could, when he sheds, he has something rough to rub against. And there's his other little house. Kind of has a glare. Let me come in this way. That's his other little house. He doesn't use it as much. This is where I have a heat lamp at. But yeah, that's his other little house where it has, like, let's see if you can see the little opening in there. But yeah, this is where he stays. And this is one of those latchable doors. Yeah. I just wanted to give a quick video about meeting my corn snake, Arbok. If you have any questions about snakes you want me to answer, just let me know. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. Again, I'm not an expert. If you have any questions about Arbok, just let me know and I'll give you an answer. And like, if you want to see more videos of Arbok, just let me know too. On my Instagram, you can see me post about him a lot on my stories. But yeah, that's all I have to say, and thank you for watching and meeting my corn snake. Bye. Of course he goes into the home that I said he never goes in.